Okay, I don't want to waste any time here. This is one line for every movie that I watched in 2024. Is it a little late to do this video? Yeah, probably, but better late than never. This is a great warning to America for something that doesn't quite feel so unrealistic. Honestly, I don't remember this movie, but I did watch it. Iconic, brilliant, nostalgic in every way possible. This one's a winner. This one should not exist. This is the movie that Cars 2 should have been. Brilliant. Can you even imagine being a bug? Think about that next time you squash one. Do you guys know the story of the boy that played young Luke in these movies? Shame. That's a real shame. And that's, I guess, a sign of Hollywood and how cruel people can be. This movie really jumped right off the comic book pages. I used to read Deadpool comics, and this is perfect. Incredible and tragic story. The movie itself could have been better, but not bad. Honestly, I think these movies are a little underrated. The opening of this movie is badass. The rest of it, it's okay. People really dunked on this movie, and while it's definitely not the best, I also don't think it's the worst. Oscar Isaac has really made his rounds in Marvel. Okay, this one's not underrated, this one's just bad. Oh, if that grinding teeth emoji was a movie, it would be this one. Not terrible for a Netflix rom-com. I thought it did better than some others. More full frontal nudity than I was expecting. If you've seen the movie, you know what I'm talking about. She don't need no man. Jokes aside, that was pretty cool. How did I forget that Shia LaBeouf played this character? Great. One of my all-time Pixar favorites. Animation favorites, really. Man, Sony just needs to stop trying with their solo spin-off movies. It's just from bad to worse to bad every time. These are the X-Men movies that I grew up with and remember. Yeah, okay, over the last while I've been getting into F1. This was a great documentary. This is my Fantastic Four. Until June this year, this is my Fantastic Four. Damn, John. Okay. Literally, you know, like lift, as in steel, but in the air. Get it? I haven't seen the original series. I know, sorry, but I kinda like this. Is that a bad thing? Yeah, a totally reasonable sequel. She's pretty damn funny. Rewatching this movie, the Silver Surfer actually really surprises me. It looked pretty good for back then. Oh, but that Galactus. Needless to say, I'm looking forward to the new Fantastic Four. A cameo in this movie probably got a whole lot of people excited. I still got the idea, but obviously I am not that connected. This is the one with the good Nightcrawler. Eccentric in every way possible and in the best way possible. If I ever got the chance to watch this in the cinema, that would be incredible. I feel like to some degree it still holds up. Yeah, Jean is cray-cray. This is the Padme Portman that everybody loves. Fantastic, exciting, again, tragic, but gotta love it. This was an amazing doc, an incredible story, and obviously one of the all-time legends in F1. This one is fantastic. I don't think I need to say more than that. This is the one that began it all the monkey VFX and tech. Brilliant. A VFX mastery. This movie actually kind of hits. If you have experienced this or relate at all, I think it's better than most people think. Damien's sass, showing off in this movie. The one where he becomes him. This is the one that gave us a first little taste at a Wolverine suit, and for that, I think it is underrated, even though he never wore it. This movie is just fun all around, an inside look into stuntmen and their work, and action-packed, of course, little silly, intended to be, and I loved it. I never really know how to review stand-up, but it was funny. These shows are brutally hilarious and actually kinda leave you thinking. I didn't see any trailers or really anything about this movie, and it was a lot more horror than I was expecting. Yeah, actually pretty creepy. This movie deserves everything. Bradley Cooper was brilliant, the directing, sound, everything, all the Oscars it won and all the Oscars it didn't win. Great. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. People hated this movie a lot, and I get that he is a lot older than the character he's playing, but I think what really messed it up the most is the makeup. I understand they were trying to make him look younger, but I think, I don't know, maybe just shaving him and his arms would have been enough. And I've not seen the Broadway, but I didn't think it was bad. I get that people say this is a crazy story, but the music's kind of nice and I kind of liked it. Performances from both were great. Another classic. If you haven't seen it, you should definitely watch it. I can't believe I hadn't until now. This is my favorite Aquaman story. This is the other Aquaman story, and this is the other Aquaman story. I don't know why I'm not seeing more people talk about this movie. It was phenomenal, terrifying, and really left you on the edge of your seat a lot of times. That Plemons scene is insane, and it's scary in a way you can't imagine. Check it out if you haven't. Incredible, of course. I got to see it in the theater, and for that, I am really happy. The next in the Apes movie, Revolutionary. Again, hilarious, brilliant, again, born to play and write Deadpool. Glenn is everywhere this summer, and I am not complaining. This is the one that confuses the hell out of me, but nonetheless, great movie. I thought he had lost his claws in that other one. All-time top 5 cooking movie. I mean, come on. I really, really like the style of this film. There are some really pretty frames and some great moments, and yeah, it was fun. Maybe not the best out there, but I see people complaining for a lot more than what I experienced. This is the movie, okay? Like, is it nostalgic? Yes. Are people complaining about a lot of the story points? Yes. Is it a good time? Also, yes. Did I absolutely love it? Yeah, I did. I can't lie. And that credits roll song with all the bloopers from over the years and behind the scenes really got to me. These are the movies that I grew up with, and I can't fault them for using that. The Amels with Powers. The Amels with Powers Part 2. I absolutely love the theme of music carrying memories, and the way that they take that further in this movie is great. Also, Superman before he was Superman. Another brutal military film. Go Nick Holt. Absolutely poor movie. Not a good movie. But I am kind of a sucker for CGI mechs, so I'll give it a point for that. I feel I'm just a sucker for true stories. Like, I can only rate it so badly even if I don't think it's a good movie, because the story's good and that's cool and it's real people, so how much can I fault them? This one is a heartwarming true story and a solid movie. Goofy, absolutely goofy in every way possible, and I should have paid more attention to the director, because I see that's how these films go. That's pretty much this movie. People are going to hate me for my opinions here. It's just not my flavor, I guess. I recognize that the filmmaking is incredible and the things they achieved were nuts, and I'm sure the cinema experience was incredible, but it just didn't get to me in ways that it got to some other people, and so I don't know. I rate it highly for what it is, but I can't say it's one of my favorite movies, and that's okay. Probably one of my favorite Nick Cage performances, to be honest. I actually thought this was good for its time. I have loved every single one of these movies without fail. Incredible. I pretty much like Joseph Gordon-Levitt in anything, so that's a plus. Badass at times for sure, but just really poor writing. Yet another badass movie, but this one was good and had motorbikes and threats and burning down bars. Yikes. I know, memes aside and trying to erase this movie from history permanently, what this production had to get through to get this movie done, I actually applaud it, and I remember really liking it when I was young. At the end of the day, I don't think it's the worst. I don't think the writing was particularly incredible, and the main villain at the end wasn't great, but yeehaw! This is a fun-ass movie. And the CGI was incredible, and it's just a lot of fun. I really enjoyed this one. The oldest and longest movie I watched in 2024, and boy was it worth it. The filmmaking in this movie was incredible, granted that it was done all on giant film cameras, rigged to these cars racing around the track with remote control motors and things like that, and it's influenced a ton of movies since then. In fact, I can see influences from this movie in the upcoming F1 movie, which, by the way, I am incredibly excited for. That guy is my favorite director. I cannot believe that this is also a true story. What a fun one. Great on both parts. Well done. This movie ended up being a lot deeper than I thought it was going to be. This is a good watch if you haven't seen it already. Ben Schwartz is just hilarious, and that's the credit I give this movie. Jon Batiste, musical genius and influence, part 2. This is not as good as the first one, but still a good movie. Man, this one really disappointed me. Just the trailer alone was more fun than the whole movie put together. So maybe just stick with that. Ricky Stenicki. An absolute filmmaking masterclass. I cannot believe they made this movie with the budget that they had, and go ahead and do yourself a favor if you haven't already. First of all, watch the movie. Second of all, watch all of the behind the scenes. The production of this is incredible. I didn't realize way back when that is an original song for this movie. Banger, regardless, but yeah. Into the closet we go. Their chemistry is just absolutely unmatched. I love this movie. I think it's really fun, and their banter is just unmatched anywhere else. Man, Jake Gyllenhaal is just always in incredible shape. Creepy. Anna Kendrick's directional debut, and what a way to start. I called all of the twists in this movie, but again, not bad. I don't think we needed more of these, but I was not excited to have a Transformers movie without Peter Cullen, but this actually surprised me quite a bit. Man, I remember being stoked about this announcement a few years back, because I love the Borderlands series of games, that is. But this movie was just the worst possible outcome we could have had. The biggest Oscars snub in history. I think Challengers was phenomenal. I think it should have at least gotten editing or sound design. Man, what a watch. What a roller coaster. Do I really need to say another line for this movie? I watched it twice. This was my best animation of the year. Absolutely amazing. Styling, voicing, writing, everything. I pretty much only watched this movie to watch the new one coming out this year, and I still haven't done that yet. I am patiently anticipating the next part of Wicked. This was great. I think this movie was good. I think they did justice to serving the first movie. Are there some things that personally I would change? Yeah, sure. It does feel a little bit like the same movie in a new year, but it was good, and I had a good time watching it in the theater. I see a lot of people hating on this for trying to be the new Die Hard, but I actually had a fun time watching this. It'll never be that, but I do think on its own legs it does a pretty decent job. This is a long movie, and a slow one at that, but an adventurous one, no doubt. Man, I miss this kind of physical humor that just makes you chuckle out loud. Of course, classic. I loved it. I loved that it was my last movie of the year, and I had a great time. That was 2024. If you guys are still here watching, thank you so much. I would really appreciate if you could also hit that subscribe button. I am so excited to talk to you guys more about movies and filmmaking and the things that I'm creating in 2025. So stick around. If you want to keep up with my reviews and thoughts in real time, check the description below. You can follow me on Letterboxd and comment below what are your most anticipated films still coming in 2025.